All right, solving equations whenever we have a denominator with a binomial in there. So looking at this problem, you can see there's an x plus 2 on the bottom of each one of these, and there's a 1 on the bottom of that. So basically, whenever we're looking at this, we know that since there's only a binomial in the denominator, x plus 2 is going to be my common denominator. So x plus 2, x plus 2, x plus 2. All right? Now trying to figure out what the numerator needs to be. Since this fraction already had the x plus 2, the numerator stays the same. Same thing there, numerator already had it, so our denominator already had the x plus 2, top number stays the same. Over here, we did not have the x plus 2, so that means I have to multiply the top by the x plus 2 as well to keep everything the same. Now that we have that, we know that x plus 2 cannot equal 0, because the denominator can equal 0. So x cannot equal negative 2. So any solution works as long as x does not equal negative 2. All right, so we have 3 plus 4x equals, distribute this out, 5x plus 10. Now it's just solving an equation. Subtract 4x from each side. 3 equals x plus 10. Subtract 10. Negative 7 equals x. That'll work as a solution because, again, it is not negative 2. All right? So that's how we do it when we set up when we just have a binomial in the bottom. Not very much more complicated, but let's look at a problem like this. We have a trinomial over here. Well, basically, when you factor that trinomial, you're going to end up with that being the common denominator. So we factor this, multiplies to give negative 12, adds to give 4, and you end up with 6 and negative 2. Okay? So when you factor this, you get x plus 6, x minus 2. Check the other denominators. There's an x plus 6 there. There's an x minus 2 there. So that tells me my common denominator is x plus 6, x minus 2. And I'm going to stick that on the bottom of all of these. This, we already have everything, so the top stays the same. Over here, I had an x plus 6, so I need the x minus 2, so I put the x minus 2 on the top. Over here, I had the x minus 2, so I need the x plus 6, so I put the x plus 6 on top. Take the denominator, you know x plus 6 cannot equal 0, x minus 2 can't equal 0, therefore x cannot equal negative 6. X cannot equal 2. So any solution is going to work except negative 6 and 2. So now once we've done that, we can just ignore the denominator and work with the numerator. Make sure you distribute. So 6x plus 2x minus 4 equals, distribute, 5x plus 30. Now it's just solving an equation. 6x and 2x make 8x minus 4 equals 5x plus 30. Get all the x's on one side, all the numbers on the other. So I'm going to subtract 5x. 3x minus 4 equals 30. Add 4. 3x equals 34. Divide by 3. We can leave that as x equals 34 over 3 because that doesn't simplify. Comes out to be 11.3 repeating. If you want to write it as a decimal, that's fine, but we can leave it as a fraction. It's not negative 6, it's not 2, therefore it is our solution. So, whenever we start off with a problem that looks like this, we have a trinomial, make sure you factor it, and then that's going to become the common denominator as long as we have another factor over here that fits into these. Once we have that as the common denominator, then we just simply do the math. Make sure you set the denominator equal to 0 and see what you cannot get as a solution. All right? If you have any questions, let me know. That should finish out solving. Once you finish this, then you should be able to do a test review, and then you can do the test.